afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Tuesday. Brady's along again today. Good to see you.
Hello. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. My least favorite day of the week.
Oh, well, we're almost done. I believe in you. We're going to get through this.
Yes, we will get through it, and we'll get through it well. Topping our news today, a new addition to the Teacher's Handbook at Monona Grove School District is rubbing some teachers the wrong way for good reason.
Hurricane Idalia spinning closer to the Gulf Coast. I'm Jason Allen in Crystal River, Florida, where this water could rise several feet as the storm gets closer.
And we'll show you how local Wisconsinites are impacted by the SAG-AFTRA strikes.
But first, let's take a look outside. Great day today.
I mean, what a Tuesday. What a beautiful Tuesday, Mark.
Yes, it is a beautiful Tuesday. Out on the water and good sleeping weather tonight. Greg's in the backyard. I'll take more of this kind of weather.
Yeah, I could take this all summer long, too. But unfortunately, things will change a little bit here for the weekend. But until then, we're still going to enjoy some really pleasant, even fall-like temperatures right now. If you look at the big picture right now, you can see that satellite shows the Hurricane Idalia down to the south, and then the monster one, Franklin, out to the east there. But overall, for our neck of the woods, we had a front come through today. It's provided a little bit of afternoon cloud cover as we zoom in, with a few showers actually embedded in some of that cloud cover right now as it comes through. So this evening, you might see a shower or two once we get closer to night. Those clouds will begin to dissipate. We'll have clear skies overnight. Right now, as you look at some of the radar right now going through, you can see just a few showers here and there, but most areas will remain dry, but something to keep in mind of through this evening hour. As we look at the overall temperatures, upper 70s to around 80, a little bit warmer to the west. Even Janesville got up to 84 too, so a little bit above what we should be, but pretty close to what we expect at the end with that northwest wind behind the front at about 10 to 15 with some breezes even stronger with that. That should also diminish overnight too. So we're seeing temperatures quickly fall back into the 60s by 10 p.m. with decreasing clouds. Once again, a shower early, and those north-northeast winds will begin to die down also. Tonight, could get 40s in some areas, mid-40s as we see up to the north. As we look ahead, yes, the heat is coming back, and that's what we're going to break down coming up later is how hot we'll get, if we'll see any type of moisture with this, and whether we'll break any records here for the Labor Day week and all that a little bit later in the broadcast.
All right, we'll see you then, Greg. Thank you. Teachers at the Monona Grove School District were protesting this morning, calling on the district to reverse course on a change to the teacher handbook.
Kyle Pozorski was there early this morning and has the details on what they were speaking out against today.
Behind me, there's a few teachers still lingering around after a protest this morning. Took about 30 minutes here at Monona Grove High School, with teachers asking for more transparent and open communication from the district.
The union representing the teachers says a change in the teacher's handbook is the core of their concern. We obtained copies of last year's handbook and the new one, with the changes essentially making it easier for the school district not to renew the contracts of teachers who were previously on probation. The union says they were not told about this change prior to it going into effect.
In a time when there's teacher shortages, it's really shocking that the school district would decide to make this kind of move. When we're trying to retain teachers and attract teachers, this is not the kind of language that you would want to do so.
According to the district's website, there are 5 current full-time teacher openings in the Monona Grove School District. The district tells us they believe this is a misunderstanding, and they're confident the concerns brought forward can be resolved.
The union president tells me the last time they had to fight for these rules was back in 2012. Reporting in Monona, Kyle Pozorski, News 3 Now.
New information regarding the stolen semi-truck from last week. The State Patrol says that a Missouri man stole the semi-truck from his former employer after he was fired earlier in the day. 47-year-old Michael S. Jones of St. Louis is charged with first-degree recklessly endangering safety. Juneau County Sheriff's deputies and State Patrol troopers used tire deflation devices to try and stop the semi-truck. An armored vehicle joined the chase when the semi entered Juneau County. Jones reportedly kidnapped a woman who refused her request, and he refused her request for him to stop and let her out during the chase. At one point, leading her to tell 911 dispatchers that she was considering jumping out of the moving truck. The truck eventually crashed just outside of the Wisconsin Dells, where Jones was ultimately arrested after trying to run from law enforcement. Well, movies have bloomed this summer with the phenomenon of the Barbenheimer looming over the blockbuster fun where strikes of the WGA and the Screen Actors Guild.
Well, now due to the strikes, we are starting to see movies delayed. Jalen Banks joins us now with how local movie lovers are affected. Jalen?
Just this week, we saw the highly anticipated Dune Part 2 get delayed from its original November release date all the way until March of next year. Today, I went to a local movie theater where I spoke to moviegoers. The sentiment I heard from them was movies is like going and getting an escape from everyday life. And with more delays potentially on the horizon, it's not ideal, but some feel that the strikes are necessary.
As a moviegoer, I want movies to come out ASAP, you know, especially when you see like the sneak peeks and the previews and you get excited about it and then you realize it's like 2 years down the line. But on the other side of the coin is I'm also willing to wait if it means giving the rights to the actors and the writers the rights that they need.
The WGA has been on strike for over 100 days and SAG-AFTRA for 47. Tonight at 5, we'll hear from one theater and how they're adjusting to delays since COVID and how that's prepped them for the potential delays due to the strikes.
Thank you, Jalen. Today, Wisconsin Assembly Republicans proposed a nearly $3 billion tax cut targeting the middle class, but it's unclear whether Democratic Governor Tony Evers is on board after he vetoed a similar tax cut just last month. Republicans called for tapping the state's projected $4 billion budget surplus to pay for the tax cut, which would lower the state's third income tax bracket from 5.3% to 4.4% and exclude the first $150,000 of a couple's retirement income from taxes.
The third bracket is a large bracket, but it's clearly where the middle class of Wisconsin is. It doesn't matter how you spin it. If you want to look at the average taxpayer, the median taxpayer, you're going to find them all there.
Evers vetoed that same income tax cut in the state budget. He had no immediate comment on the new Republican proposal, but a spokesperson posted reminders on social media that Republicans had rejected a 10% middle-class income tax cut the governor previously proposed.
Madison police arrested a teen early this morning who they say pepper sprayed and robbed a man who was waiting at a McDonald's drive-thru on the city's south side. Officers were called to the McDonald's in the 2400 block of South Park Street just before 12:40 a.m. A man said that he was waiting in line when 3 people walked up to him. He said someone sprayed him and stole his phone, which he'd been using as a translator. The man was able to track the phone to a home on Post Road and recognized a 15-year-old girl who was sitting on the porch. Police said the girl admitted to having the phone in her purse. She was arrested. Hurricane Idalia is churning in the Gulf of Mexico, headed toward Florida's Big Bend area north of Tampa.
The forecasters expect it will arrive as a powerful Category 3 storm, bringing storm surge and high winds to all of Florida's Gulf Coast. Jason Allen is in the city of Crystal River, where evacuations have begun.
Hurricane Idalia made its presence known in the Florida Keys. Outer bands lashing Key West Tuesday. Forecasters expect the storm will quickly intensify before making landfall in Florida's Big Bend region as a Category 3 hurricane.
10, 12 plus feet of storm surge could happen in some of those areas. And the storm surge is not something, you're not going to win that battle.
Officials have ordered evacuations in low-lying areas. Many are heeding the warnings, boarding up homes and protecting businesses with sheets of plastic and sandbags.
It has all the possibilities of flooding big time here.
Those planning to ride out the storm have cleared grocery store shelves. Longtime Florida resident Dave Iwanek picked up some essentials and says the predicted storm surge has him worried.
This is different. We haven't seen this kind of water coming. 9 to 12 is something to look at.
Here in Crystal River, Florida, north of Tampa, we've seen a steady stream of trucks towing trailers, boats, moving items out of low-lying areas that could end up under several feet of water. Idalia already passed Cuba, flooding parts of the western tip. Forecasters expect after landfall in Florida, the storm will cross the peninsula and drench southern Georgia. Idalia is expected to reach the Carolinas by Thursday. Jason Allen, CBS News, Crystal River, Florida.
The Biden administration today announced the first 10 prescription drugs that will be part of new price negotiations between Medicare and major pharmaceutical companies. The Department of Health and Human Services estimates at least 9 million seniors on Medicare take at least one of these 10 drugs, paying nearly $3.5 billion out of pocket last year. Nancy Lamond is with AARP, and she says that it's impacting seniors' ability to take medications they need.
So many of them are delaying picking up their prescriptions because they can't afford to pay for them, or they're getting pills and cutting them in half.
Drug manufacturers have filed 8 lawsuits so far to try and blocked the program from taking effect. They argue it's government overreach and not a real negotiation. Savings won't be seen immediately. The negotiated prices are scheduled to take effect in 2026.
It's back to school time for families across Wisconsin over the course of the next week. That includes the Waunakee Community School District. Teachers and staff return to the classrooms this week ahead of the first day of school following Labor Day. Josh Sprider stopped by the Waunakee Intermediate School on News 3 Now this morning. Superintendent Randy Gutenberg shared his best advice for parents as their kids head back to school.
Acclimate them to their space, their teachers, them coming back with their friends. Once the kids get here, they're great. They're going to find their way, they're going to find their new routines, and then just support them throughout the year.
This year will be Gutenberg's final school year as Waunakee's superintendent. He announced his retirement earlier this year after more than 30 years in education.
Last year.
Yeah. Bittersweet, I imagine.
Good for him, though. Well, there's something missing at this year's Salmon Fest in California.
Yeah, the salmon. We'll find out why and what's being done about it when Live at 4 continues.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruberg Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruberg Law Offices, one call, that's all.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and the Accord, both with available hybrid powertrains, designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
I was stuck. Unresolved depression symptoms were in my way. I needed more from my antidepressant. Vraylar helped give it a lift.
Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant is clinically proven to help relieve overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone. And in Vraylar clinical studies, most saw no substantial impact on weight. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke, report unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults, report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, as these may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, and high cholesterol may occur. Movement dysfunction and restlessness are common side effects. Stomach and sleep issues, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are also common. Side effects may not appear for several weeks.
I didn't have to change my treatment. I just gave it a lift.
Ask about Vraylar and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Okay, Floor and Decor, show me what you've got. Now this tile says spa day all day, but this tile says classic on glam. And this modern look, it's sleek yet chic. Okay, I've got it. Everything I need to pull this project together, and all at the perfect price.
At Floor & Decor, you can realize any aspirational project at an inspirational price. Because with an unmatched selection of high-quality products, all at everyday low prices, your bathroom upgrade has never been more you. Discover Floor & Decor today.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Well, Brady's here. It's time for our Dolly Parton story of the day. Dolly Parton turned down tea with Kate Middleton.
Can you imagine?
No, I
Kate.
can't.
Well, the 77-year-old country music legend was in the United Kingdom promoting her new album, Rockstar. In an interview, Dolly told BBC host Claudia Winkleman she was just too busy and she had to decline the Princess of Wales invitation. Parton says she thought it was very sweet, though, and a nice gesture for Kate to invite her to tea. And she said she wants to do it one of these days. And Dolly says she felt so bad for saying no to the royal family, But she also joked that she knew the opportunity wouldn't help her sell records because Kate would not promote her album. Rockstar is set for release on November 17th.
What, supposed to put it on Instagram or something?
She's a businesswoman. She knows.
All right.
She can come have tea with us, though.
Leave the queen.
The queen.
Not the queen, was what? The princess?
Well, Dolly's the queen.
Moving on. A new study found that marijuana use disorder is more severe in people who use both medical and recreational cannabis. The study indicated that using both medical and recreational weed led to a more severe addiction than using medical marijuana alone. The study published today in JAMA Network Open quizzed nearly 110,000 patients of Kaiser Permanente in Washington State. An investigator at Kaiser's Research Institute says the main take-home message of the study is that cannabis use disorder is common among primary care patients in a state where it's legalized. According to the CDC, cannabis use disorder, or CUD, means a person has two or more symptoms like using more than intended, being unable to quit, or experiencing withdrawal. Well, there still seems to be some truth in the old adage, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. The CDC says most Americans don't eat the recommended amount of fruits and vegetables each day. However, according to a new large-scale study out today, when healthcare providers prescribe fruits and veggies to their patients, patients eat about 30% more produce each day. And that could lead to improved chronic health conditions such as obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. Nearly 4,000 participants either had or were at risk of developing heart disease or type 2 diabetes. They were enrolled in the study either because they had food insecurity or they were from a low-income neighborhood.
The number of available jobs in the United States dropped for the third consecutive month. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, it's below 9 million for the first time since early 2021. Job openings fell to 8.8 million from 9.1 million in June. The Federal Reserve has actually been hoping for more slack in the labor market. The imbalance between worker demand and supply could cause wages to rise. That could ultimately cause an increase in inflation.
Well, those job numbers sent stocks higher. The Dow Industrials added 292 points, closing at 34,852. The Nasdaq was up 238 points, or 1 3/4%. The S&P 500 gained 64, or 1.5%. Well, the Salmon Festival taking place in Klamath, California is a little different this year.
For the second time in the history of the festival, the namesake fish is not being served because the salmon population in the region is depleted.
But as Nick Watt reports, tribal leaders are now fighting back one dam at a time.
Welcome to the Yurok Tribe's 59th annual Salmon Festival. There's a parade, craft stalls, a stick game tournament, and plenty of food. But
it feels like having a party, but your favorite person isn't there.
Because this year, they are not serving salmon at the Salmon Festival.
The word nepui, our word for salmon, the literal translation is what we eat.
That pretty much says it all.
That gets to the heart of it.
But out on the river, there just aren't enough salmon. The tribe says the fish have suffered since the gold rush. Their river near ruined by mining, rising water temperatures, and huge hydropower dams.
There's only about half the salmon returning that we need to sustain the current population, and that's why salmon fishing was shut down completely this fall.
That's why there's no salmon to eat. But the mood at the festival is, well, festive, celebratory. Why? Because the Yurok and others are doing something about that lack of salmon. They've campaigned hard to have dams removed. One just was after federal regulators approved the plan last year. 3 more will follow next year. And then there's this, what looks like environmental destruction, but is actually the opposite.
This bit that we're on now, this will eventually be the floodplain.
Yeah, this will be the floodplain here.
That's me and Frankie Mars, the tribal leader from the Salmon Festival. They are undoing damage done by miners and more. Recreating bug habitats, food for the fish.
When I look out and I see our tribal members running these excavators, and they're fighting for their right to exist, because our stories tell us that without the salmon in the river, there's no need for us to be here.
You don't seem to me bitter and pissed off about what's happened to your land. You seem more energized about what you can do to change that.
We have every reason to be pissed off and angry. Is that going to bring our salmon back?
No, but fighting against the dams might, recreating the conditions that once allowed this river to pick its own path might. And they say humans must play a part in nurturing this environment.
Dude, this is the problem right here. You are the problem. You have an idea that there is a wilderness that existed before you showed up, before people showed up. And the truth is it never existed. The wilderness never existed on this continent.
Managed by the native people who lived in concert with that nature.
Absolutely.
See, now I get it.
Absolutely. That's what we're trying to do here. You might see salmon coming back up here if you hang out for another couple weeks, actually.
Oh, that quick, you think?
That quick.
Back at that celebration of salmon, we met Oscar, a Yurok fisherman.
So this is where you should be cooking the fish?
Yeah, yep.
But this year, nothing.
Nothing.
The pit is empty, well, save for some symbolic chunks of that first dam that came down.
We're hopeful that when the dams come down, that this pit will be full again.
Along with the river.
Interesting.
Yeah, it seems like the spirits are still high, minus the concern over the salmon.
Coming back in weeks, that's all it takes.
They could grill some spam.
There's always spam.
There's always spam.
When we come back, why you don't mess with singer Adele.
A security guard in Vegas found that out the hard way. That's coming up after Greg's First Warn forecast.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet? Commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Your heart is the beat of life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor if Entresto is right for you.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. And right now, save up to $700 on adjustable base sets. Plus, get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Tempur-Pedic queen mattresses start at just $42 per month when you use Steinhoffels 72-month financing. Tempur-Pedic mattresses are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting the body as no other mattress can. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures, with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Take a look at this. Today marks Goodyear's 125th anniversary, and to celebrate its 3 iconic blimps are conducting sky-high celebrations across the U.S. The 3 blimps, located in Akron, Ohio, Carson City, California, and Pompano Beach, Florida, are providing their communities the chance to see, and in some communities, even ride the blimp in a rare occasion. Today's Goodyear blimps can reach a top speed of 73 miles an hour, stretching nearly 250 feet long, and yes, they even have bathrooms now. Trivia time. Back in 1955, the Goodyear blimp was the first to provide coverage for a live sporting event at the Rose Bowl.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So what's it like to fly the blimp? Well, I found out firsthand on June 15th, 1983, the Blimp Enterprise was in town on a promotional tour. I actually steered it.
Wow.
Check out our Traveler Throwback Thursday. We'll have the full story on Thursday.
Can you give us any hints? How much fun was that?
It blows around a lot.
Yeah.
It's pretty sluggish. And the wheel is like, it's, you know, like a ship's wheel, except it's vertical to go up and down.
Wow.
I think that was the old one. I think the newer ones are a little more easy to fly. It's the old blimp. The old guy.
They don't make them like these.
They sure don't. All right, no hurricane here, but it's
No.
affecting our weather.
It's affecting our weather. Actually, will probably help with some of the heat that we're going to get. But yeah, we'll have some impact. It impacts all the weather patterns, at least a little bit. But the good news is we got fall-like temperatures here for the next few days, so good sleeping weather. But yes, the heat is coming back. I'll break down how hot and if we'll break any records with this heat after the break.
Salonpas Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salonpas, it's good medicine.
America, come along with our adventure seekers, the Sanchez family, and discover summer with the Ford F-150. See how available features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist make backing up as easy as turning a knob. Watch as Pro Power on board lights up the night. And Ford Blue Cruise makes driving even more fun. During the final days, get FlexBuy on a F-150 and get 3.9% APR financing for 66 months plus 1,500 FlexBuy, 1,000 Trade Assist, and 500 low APR cash.
Ivisia Dry Eye Drops. Made with hydrating polymers, moisturizing hyaluronic acid, and revitalizing trehalose for instant dryness relief that lasts up to 8 hours. Ivisia, we see a better way.
Look, Mom, I found one. Oh, yeah, you did, but we need an ATM from our bank, unless you want to spend a small fortune in fees.
No, thank you. Banking with BMO means more fee-free ATMs than the 2 largest U.S. banks combined, including places like pharmacies and grocery stores.
Saving money and more convenient. Look at you being so helpful.
What'd you expect? You're studying at a help stop.
That's you.
That's me, at a desk.
When a bank helps you get and stay ahead, that's the BMO effect.
Save big money with 11% off everything now at Menards. Need cleaning supplies? Menards carries top brands like Dawn, Tide, and Bounty. Right now, get $10 instant savings on qualifying purchases of $40 or more of these and other brand name products from Procter & Gamble. Update your floors with Palmero vinyl plank flooring. It's durable, waterproof, easy to install, and adds a stylish look to your home. Just 99 cents per square foot after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Progress means producing renewable fuels for trucks on the road today. We're partnering with farmers to develop these fuels using everything from plant byproducts to cow manure. And then using those fuels to help lower the life cycle carbon intensity of the transportation industry. Driving the world forward today while forging new roads to the future. That's energy in progress.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick update on the hurricane. It was just upgraded to Category 2, which was as expected. The path still is fairly similar up to the Big Bend in Florida. It should be a Category 3 as it lands tomorrow morning, and then it'll weaken to about a Category 1 as it hits Georgia, and then become a tropical storm further on towards the Carolinas as it skims the coast and goes further off. So far the conditions really much are what they expect to be with that. We're not going to see much of any precipitation here probably for the next week. Maybe a shower or two this evening, otherwise dry through the weekend. There are some small chances next week, but still no widespread rainfall is anticipated right now. Temperatures fall like through Thursday. We start warming up. The heat index value this for the Labor Day weekend could get up to near 100, but this is going to be more of a drier than we've had the previous oppressive heat where we were hitting a 115. So it'll be hot, but the humidity level, at least the dew points, won't be as high. Overall, we still get this northwest flow. Until we get rid of this, we're really going to stay fairly mild and not really get any of the heat. It's not really until Thursday when we have a little weak system you'll see here coming up that kind of clips through. After that comes through, then the flow begins to change westerly and then more southwesterly by Friday. That's when we'll start to heat up, but it'll be really to Saturday and the weekend we'll see the warmer temperatures. Until then, we should be fairly nice. And overall, you can see the heat's still to the southwest. It'll begin to expand here as we go through the weekend, while another system digs out to the west with the showers and thunderstorms there. The mild conditions will stay to the north. This will begin to expand Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, just generally sitting over the area or just to the south, but it's not going to have much in the way of moisture from the south pushing up, so that's why the heat index probably won't be as high. Overall, we'll watch the one out to the west. That could be our opportunity come Tuesday, Wednesday, after Labor Day, as it kind of lifts through the area to provide us maybe a front getting close enough that we could see a shower or thunderstorm, and that mild air will continue to lift east. But you see, even beyond that, the high pressure kind of stays just to our south. So we may stay warm at least through the end of next week. Just depends how hot we get, how things play out. Unfortunately, precipitation, this is just a little spotty, and this is really for that Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, getting maybe a shower or thunderstorm come through. But if you zoom out, you can see really the pattern as well to the west and out to the east with regards to where the precipitation is, as well as you can see where the hurricane is going to dump all their rainfall too. So overall, the drought conditions are not going to improve probably for the next 7 to 10 days, if not more than that. Overall tonight, light northerly winds will just die down. Overall, it's clear skies. You'll notice the temperatures will drop quickly back into the 40s, maybe a few 30s up to the north, but as you wake up, definitely will feel more like September than August. Tomorrow, temperatures will struggle to get really above the low 70s as you get into the afternoon with a light south wind. So once again, that'll set the stage for even a colder night as we go into Thursday morning. We could see temperatures falling once again to the low to mid 40s. Once again, could be a few spots get up to the upper 30s. It's a sign that we are getting close to the fall time frame. As you see, the winds will start turning around Thursday, but even Thursday we'll get back into the 70s. The 80s will come Friday. But still, overall, still very pleasant conditions. Smoke, we got a little bit of haze out there, but this should begin to push back to the west as the pattern change. We'll keep an eye if it comes back. But right now, just a little bit of haze, but should see generally clear skies here. And that's the good news because we do have that super blue moon coming up tomorrow evening, about 8:35 p.m. We're looking at that. Once again, these moons are bigger, brighter. The super moon, the blue moon just sees you're going to have 2 full moons in the calendar month. The bad news is if you don't see this one, for a super blue moon, it could be till 2037 till we see the next one. So definitely get out there and see it. It'll be kind of chilly out there, but still overall nice conditions. There you see the 7 to 10 day forecast. We jump up to the mid 80s to upper 80s by Saturday. Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, we could get record level heat there. Records are fairly close to those numbers. The only difference between this heat and the last heat is the dew point won't be in that 70 to 80 range. So the heat index will probably be more into the 90s instead of the 115 to 120 range.
So it's the dry heat that we hear so much
about. Yeah, and unfortunately, we evaporated a lot of moisture, even with the heat we had last time, and this is going to suck more moisture too. So drought-wise, it's not good, and especially some areas west of La Crosse, we could see maybe some fire weather concerns coming in because the relative humidity will get quite low. So we need the rain. This is not the heat you want. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little drier.
And not much rain on the horizon either.
No, not with the pattern right now. It's just not conducive to see a lot of widespread rain.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Well, an exciting fan got a talking to by a security guard at an Adele show recently in Las Vegas.
Whoops. He was standing up and singing at the top of his lungs, obstructing the view of audience members behind him.
But when security stepped in, Adele herself stepped up, coming to the young man's defense. Jeannie Mose reports.
How much does this fan love Adele? so much that he seemed to be in an Adele-induced trance, recording himself with a selfie stick at one of the singer's recent Las Vegas concerts. He was gently scolded for standing, blocking the view of others, and then, 2 seconds after she left, even Adele noticed from the stage. As security quietly tried to get him to tone it down, Adele stopped the show mid-song.
What is going on with that young fan there? He's been bothered so much since I came on for standing up. What's going on with him? Yes, you with a stick in your hand.
Rescued by his goddess.
You can stand up now, darling. This is not tempo. Stand up.
Even security seemed insecure when admonished by Adele.
What are you doing? Why are you bothering him? Can you leave him alone, please?
You don't have to sit down. You're fine. Stay right here.
But some online commenters were annoyed. Him and Adele thought it was fine, but I'm sure the people who paid a ton of money to sit behind him and stare at the back of his head are pissed. And more succinctly, you're not special, just sit the F down. But he wasn't sitting.
Thank you.
When he posted a clip on TikTok, the unidentified fan wrote to Adele, "You started talking to me and I literally stopped breathing." His hand visibly trembled as he took a drink.
You enjoy the show. Leave him alone.
When Adele stops singing, even security changes its tune. Genimos, CNN, New York.
I don't know. That's a tough call.
I think it's always important to be aware of people who cannot or are unable to stand, and if they can't, you should be mindful of that. However,
that's a different story.
It's a different story, but it's a concert, not a library.
But
be nice to everyone.
It's not a mosh pit. It's like a theater.
It could have been a mosh pit.
It almost does. Well, Adele, don't mess with her.
No.
Coming up next year on Live at 4, Consumer Reports helps explain what things expire and what things don't.
And then at 5, students at Sauk Prairie High School will have a unique opportunity this year. A fully funded visiting teacher from Taiwan will be teaching Mandarin at the school. Catherine Merck shows us more.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
My favorite thing about the Power Swabs is that I was actually able to take the swab and really get through some of those areas that are kind of like untreated. I felt like I can immediately see the results and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely starting to see the shades getting brighter and brighter or whiter and whiter.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution.
Well, they're whiter, they're brighter, and I feel better about my smile. And it was so easy to do.
One friend was like, your teeth look like really white. Did you do anything to it? And I was like, I did. I did Power Swabs.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This Labor Day, order Power Swabs and receive up to 50% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick Pen with your order. The Quick Stick Pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 50% off and your free Quick Stick Pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
You got me.
Tag, you're it.
Imagine a world with no drama. With 4imprint, you don't have to chase down the perfect promotional products. Exclusive apparel, bags, drinkware, and more. 4imprint will help you capture the moment and guarantee to deliver your order on time and on budget. Take the drama out of ordering promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
New at 5, Wisconsin's top elections official may be ousted. Will Keneally walks you through the tactics used to drive Megan Wolf out, plus how it could impact the coming elections.
Temperatures will be cool through tomorrow night, but dry air warms up quickly. And not only won't we see rain through the Labor Day weekend, our weather will turn hot by the end of the weekend. At 5, I'll let you know if we can set any records.
And ahead at 6, the Monona Grove School District is currently abuzz with controversy after modifications to its handbook. What changes sparked the teacher protest? That's tonight at 6.
Giving the weather satellite a spin, Key West, Florida, the southernmost point of the United States. That marker out there, it's raining.
It's raining. 84 degrees doesn't...
She's out in the hurricane.
Yeah.
Doesn't care.
Oh, there she goes. Careful. Careful, you.
Milk, medicine, your car registration. We all know these things expire.
But a closer look around your house and car reveals many potentially life-saving items also have expiration dates. And as Consumer Reports explains, you might not even know what they are.
Shane Hogan tells us more.
Some expiration dates are easy to spot, in the refrigerator, for example, or in the medicine cabinet, but others are not, like smoke alarms. They help protect you and your family, but only for 10 years.
Sensors can degrade over time, so look at the manufacture date or the expiration date so you know when to replace it.
The same goes for your fire extinguisher, which lasts only 12 years.
That's because over the years they can lose pressure. They can also have broken or missing parts, and they can also have corrosion.
After it expires, you can't just throw the extinguisher in the trash. Check your local fire department, recycling center, or hazardous waste disposal facility for disposal information. And you may be tempted to reuse a car seat or buy one used, but keep in mind they're only good for 6 to 10 years to ensure the seats are current with the latest safety features and standards, and because the materials they're made of degrade over time, which can make them less safe. If yours is expired, check online for trade-in programs or see if your local recycling center accepts them. Just like car seats, the components that make up bike helmets can degrade over time. CR's experts recommend you replace your bike helmet every 5 years. And finally, if you like to stock up on sunscreen when it's on sale, you've got about 3 years to use it.
After 3 years, sunscreen starts to lose its sun protection powers.
The good news, an open sunscreen bottle doesn't expire any faster than an unopened one. This is Shane Hogan.
Who knew?
Yeah. I learned a few things. I didn't really think about the helmet thing.
No,
so
but you don't ride. But
I don't have a bike.
But
when I do, I'll be ready.
The more you know. The number of COVID cases continues to rise.
But is it enough to be a concern? UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff has the answers when Live at 4 continues.
How much money have you wasted trying to find the right shade of foundation to match your skin tone? You end up with so many unused bottles, yet you can't bear to throw them out. Now there's Color Beauty self-adjusting foundation, which means you'll never search for the perfect shade again.
It's really difficult for me to find a good tone foundation. I usually purchase about 3 or 4 and sometimes mix them. Color Beauty is a game changer in finding the right foundation. You put it on your skin and it transforms into your own skin tone.
The Color Beauty foundation is so simple to put on. My skin looks great and it just looks awesome.
The key to the innovative Color Beauty formula is tiny color beads that release and blend to perfectly match your skin tone as you apply it. The foundation is white when it comes out of the bottle, but when I begin to apply it, it adjusts to blend perfectly with the color of my skin.
My biggest problem area is my cheeks right here. Color Beauty feels really light on my skin, and I can tell that it is pretty full coverage, so it looks like I don't have too much foundation on, but it is covering all my acne scars like I was saying before. I actually really love it. It's weightless and it's full coverage, and also it literally just matches my skin as soon as I put it on. It's no work. I've never experienced a foundation like this.
Color Beauty only comes in 2 colors, light and medium. If you have fair skin or you burn easily, go with the light. If you have darker skin, go with the medium. Plus, with an SPF of 50, they're getting the highest level of sun protection in a lightweight formula. And best of all is Color Beauty's exclusive special.
Order Color's Ultimate Beauty Package today and get 40% off. That means you'll get the color adjusting foundation, the skin smoothing primer, and the fan favorite lash enhancer for thicker, longer looking lashes at 40% off. Plus, get free shipping. Visit color40.com or call the number on your screen.
At USA Insulation, we fix hot homes. Over 7 out of 10 homes are poorly insulated. Is yours? Here are some of the signs. Is your house too cold in the winter? Is it too hot in the summer? Does your furnace and AC run almost non-stop? Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Are your energy bills too high? You don't need a new home. You need better insulation. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
Congratulations to Madison Magazine for earning 9 awards in the Milwaukee Press Club Excellence in Wisconsin Journalism Competition, including top honors for Best Single Story or Feature Design and Best Feature Photograph. Dive into local lakes with Madison Magazine. Learn what lies in the murky deep, from antique cars and ancient relics to tales of sunken treasure. And meet divers bringing secrets to the surface. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now.
Yeah, we have no major incidents to speak of. We did have a crash here in the Beltway near Rimrock Road, but that was right before 4. Seems like everything has kind of cleaned up for that. Overall, still the normal slowdowns through the construction of 1851. Overall to Monroe, we're looking good. Up to the north, no issues to speak of. 2 to the Dells. And Janesville also looks good to the south. For you guys getting away for this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, like I said, hot conditions if you're traveling. Won't be as much with the heat index, 94 to 99. It'll be drier, but still, once again, it will be hot and dry with some record temperatures through this Labor Day weekend.
All right, Greg, thank you. It's the annual running of the T-Rexes at Emerald Downs in Auburn, Washington. The popular yearly event, some 200 dinos strong this year, did not disappoint. It even ended in an exciting photo finish. Just put this on a loop.
Yeah.
What's more newsworthy than watching people in goofy costumes face plant?
They're having so much fun. Look at them go.
Boom. Just down they go.
Nice after-work activity.
Here you go. Well, COVID-19 cases continue to rise in the U.S.
But vaccines and immunity from prior infections have adjusted the way our bodies react to the virus that causes the disease. As COVID-19 cases in the U.S. go up, the risk of hospitalization or death from the virus since the height of the pandemic has gone down. An estimated 97% of Americans either have some immunity from prior infection or through vaccination. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, still new infections are happening every day and may be driven by people heading inside and schools being back in session.
And that is usually what kicks off respiratory virus season. And that's where we are right now.
Health experts say the danger from COVID-19 is still there. CDC data shows about a 22% uptick in hospitalizations and deaths in the most recent week of data. Still, that's lower than in years past, and it's a large jump because cases were low before the uptick. But the threat of new variants remains. Scientists are keeping an eye on BA.2.86, which has been picked up in very low levels of U.S. wastewater, to see if it's more infectious or if it causes more severe disease.
And UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff is here with his weekly visit, and we're hearing about COVID and slight increases, but is it a cause for concern at this point?
I think concern would be the wrong word. Not unusual that as we go into fall we see some more COVID, but the environment's so much different than what it was during the pandemic. Most people have some underlying immunity, and we're doing better with COVID. It's not to say that those who are extremely susceptible, immunocompromised, shouldn't be taking precautions, getting boosters and things like that, maybe even masking, but for most of us, not as big of a deal as it used to be.
So, but still, get the vaccine this fall.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, do what you can to protect yourself against severe disease, and that will be getting this booster that likely we'll know more details about middle of September, probably available in October.
Yeah, and of course it's always important to be mindful of immunocompromised people still.
Absolutely, they are at high risk. They don't get the benefit of previous infection, previous vaccination. They're just as likely to have a bad outcome as they were when all the rest of us were pretty COVID naive. So those people need to take caution. And then I'd like to say the rest of us should probably do what we can to try not to make those people get sick and have bad outcomes too.
Let's turn to this new study from Boston University about CTE, and amateur athletes are getting CTE in larger numbers than we'd like.
Yeah, this is interesting. So CTE, or chronic traumatic encephalopathy, is typically a disease we associate with American football players. And it causes some behavioral things, and oftentimes these folks can sometimes have violence tendencies, or they commit suicide. And now there's this large study coming out of Boston that looked at individuals, and this wasn't a random selection. These were definitely individuals that were young, under the age of 30, who I think families must have thought maybe there was something going on. And the fact that they need to be passed away so an autopsy can happen is interesting. But they had exposure to traumatic or collision sports, most often football, sometimes soccer, sometimes hockey. And they found a pretty high rate of even these young brains, sub 30 years old, with findings consistent with chronic traumatic encephalopathy. So it doesn't seem that this is just something that's going to affect football players that play at the professional level, but maybe even kids at that high school or even lower level, kind of making us think more carefully about how do we protect these kids from these types of sports that a lot of us enjoy, but potentially have some associated health risks.
Yeah, and I bet a lot of parents are thinking about that this time of year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what can you do?
Yeah, I think what you can do is you want to try to avoid having those concussions, and if you are going to sign your kids up for contact sports, you have to make sure that all these safety precautions are in place. But right now, I don't know that there is a 100% way to say that these contact sports are completely safe, but at the same time, there are a lot of things in play to try to reduce the impact of repetitive head trauma on these participants.
Is it important to, if you do take a hit, for parents to monitor their kids even several hours afterward?
Yeah, I think for sure. So if someone takes a hit, you want to make sure that they're returning to their baseline relatively quickly. I think more importantly, and particularly related to the CTE discussion, is we know that someone who has had a traumatic brain injury, so maybe a concussion, mild, right? We want them to fully recover before they have another insult. So I think one of the things we can do is, if you have someone who plays football or hockey or soccer and you know they had a concussion, don't have them go back out there the next week until those symptoms are completely resolved. That could lead to problems downstream.
Yeah, pro football players are getting these, and they have these $1,000 helmets. Well, they don't have that equipment at high school level.
They don't, but at the same time, they don't have the same energy at that high school level either. So it's a wash, but I mean, yeah, I think before, growing up, I don't think when I grew up, we worried about football or these other sports potentially having these problems. Now it's kind of front and center, and I think over the next 3, 4, 5 years, we'll learn more about how we protect our kids in these sports.
It's good to be aware, that's for sure. Doctor, thank you.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Yep.
Well, the final check of your forecast coming up.
A biker must always be on alert. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. We'll fight for the compensation you deserve. And there's never a fee until we win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
Tomorrow is more than just the day ahead. Tomorrow is putting in the energy every single day. We're investing another $4 billion in renewables and low-carbon solutions through 2025 and modernizing our energy infrastructure to lower our emissions, bridging to a sustainable energy future.
Here's your parachute.
Certain it's okay? Are you for Imprint certain?
Certainty matters, so congratulate coworkers or say thank you with promotional products from 4imprint.com.
For Imprint, for certain.
After a serious motorcycle crash, don't trust the insurance company. Call Gruber Law Offices first. We've been representing injured bikers for over 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
New at 5, Wisconsin's top election official may be ousted. Will Keneally walks you through the tactics some are using to drive Megan Wolf out and the ways others are trying to keep her in, plus how it could impact the coming elections. That's next at 5.
From damaging drought to catastrophic flooding and severe storms in every season, the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team gives you a deeper understanding of Wisconsin's ever-changing weather with special reports that go beyond the barometer. Only on News 3 Now.
The biggest and brightest moon will be out tomorrow night, so definitely catch a glimpse of that, as conditions should be really picture perfect with the temperatures in the upper 40s. Otherwise, the heat comes back for Labor Day. We're looking at 92 to 93 with some record level heat.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
Well, on the next Live at 4, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is answering your plant and garden questions.
And if you have a question, send them to tips@channel3000.com. Our phones still don't work, so email us a question and look for your answer at 4.
I was stuck. Unresolved depression symptoms were in my way. I needed more from my antidepressant. Vraylar helped give it a lift.
Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant is clinically proven to help relieve overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone. And in Vraylar clinical studies, most saw no substantial impact on weight. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke, report unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults, report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, as these may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, and high cholesterol may occur. Movement dysfunction and restlessness are common side effects. Stomach and sleep issues, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are also common. Side effects may not appear for several weeks.
I didn't have to change my treatment. I just gave it a lift.
Ask about Vraylar and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Here's your parachute.
Packed it myself.
Certain it's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you 4-imprint certain?
Certainty matters. Like the certainty of congratulating coworkers or saying thank you for being a customer with promotional products from 4imprint. Our expert team is dedicated to making your satisfaction a certainty.
Packed it myself.
Land the perfect products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
In today's Final Touch, we've heard of Jello wrestling.
And food fights at all-star wrestling matches. However, competitors took part in a peculiar method of fundraising at the World Gravy Wrestling Championships in the English village of Stacksteads. Wrestlers donned themselves in fancy dress and battled in a gravy-filled pool to raise money for a local hospice, which supports people with life-limiting illnesses. Those who dared to take part had to wrestle in the gravy for 2 minutes and were hosed off by firefighters afterwards. The event goes back 15 years and is hosted by the Rose and Bowl Pub. Something tells us this whole idea blossomed from a night at the pub.
Sounds like it.